Hello and good morning. Hi guys, how's it going? Right, very briefly, we have come to a brand new lake, never fished it before, and we are doing carp fishing, proper carp fishing, carp rods, boilies, everything. Because of the time of year, it gets dark at about 4 o'clock, so it's just gone 8 o'clock, so we've got about 6 hours. This is carp fishing basics for beginners. I don't claim to be a carp expert, but I've had some really nice carp, double figure carp, so we're going to be on a learning curve together. I'm going to set the gear up. I found a swim. It's quite breezy out there, so I need to sort the cameras out, but let's see if we can get at least one carp. This time of the year it should be really cold, but it isn't. It's actually quite mild. There's a fresh breeze blowing, but it's about 11, 12 degrees. It should be about 3 degrees. So it's quite warm, really. But let's see if we can get a nice big carp. So welcome to Fishing with Clive. Welcome new viewers, new subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to get the gear up and we'll start fishing. Could be a long day. We could blank. We could. And if we do, it doesn't matter. But let's do our best to get a carp. Right guys, we've got the rods set up. We're not fishing yet, so we're going to use pop-ups, just one pop-up boilie. So basically that means that the boilie is going to sit just off the bottom. It's going to stick up, so that's the bottom, and boilie is going to be just off the bottom up here. And with the other rod we're going to use tuna boilie. We're not going to go mad with feed, but I've seen the chap over the other side just as I arrived this morning. He had a carp out, and I heard somebody else's electronic bite alarm. We call them optonics. Heard that go off. And I spoke to an angler here that gave me some interesting information. So I've got around 5 foot of water here, and it goes up to about 10 foot. He's in the corner swim. Very nice man. Oh, I've got a visitor from a little robin who's popping to say hello. So that's a good omen. I always think it's a good omen. It's a glorious autumn morning, fresh breeze, but promising, very promising. Lovely little lake. Really nice. So let's first of all put on the weights, and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. Everything is nice and easy. It's nothing complicated at all. If I can find my little box of tricks. Here we are. This is one that I made up during the week. Here's one I made before. So I've just zipped it up. I'm still waking up, guys. It's just gone 9 o'clock. We've got about 6 hours roughly. So we're going to put on a 2-ounce weight because it's quite a hard bottom, and I had a feeling it would be. I had a feeling, and I was right. Makes a change, doesn't it? So we're going to get 2 of these out. So these are 2-ounce weights. They don't have to be that colour, but I think these blend with the colour of the bottom a little bit, so it camouflages them. So I'm going to put those on. As I say, this is all basic carp fishing. My first time proper carp fishing for 12 years, so this could either go well or it could be a total disaster. But hey, if you don't try, you don't know. So I'm going to lift out this rod and add a bit of line out. That breeze is very strong, but that won't affect the fishing. The breeze, the good thing is that the wind isn't cold. It's fresh, but it's not cold, so that's good. And I feel there's quite a reasonable chance of getting at least one out. Now all I'm going to do with this, guys, this weight here, you see this clip, just pull this rubber back carefully, I should have some rubber tubing really to go along this part of the line. It just tends to stop that splitting and it helps keep the line sunk on the bottom a bit more, but that's the one thing I forgot. But it's not the end of the world. It just, as I said, I'm not an expert carp angler. There are some great carp angling videos on YouTube, but having said that, yes, I have caught some good double figure carp, and I do know the basics and setting up. So if you're just starting carp fishing, you are in the right place. So you see, I'm just opening up that clip and putting on that weight. See that? And that is all there is to it. And then that goes into what's known as a hair rig. And there's the hook and there's the loop. So this hair rig's just it's between 12 and 24 pound breaking strain. Hello little Robin, how are you doing? He'll probably come and sit on one of the rods later on. I haven't got any maggots because it's not that kind of fishing today. But if you look at my video, fishing in a heat wave, I said I was going to come back to the lake on a mission to catch a carp. But it's not that actual lake, but this lake is part of the same complex. So there we are, there we have it. That's a 2 ounce weight, but you can use an ounce, ounce and a half, depending on the depth of the water really and how far you're going out. Okay, so that's that done. I'm going to do the same with the other one, and I'll show you how to hair rig the bait, and then we'll get fishing. All right, so that one's done. So we'll just get that out of the way. Ooh, try not to get any tangles in the line before I start. I want to try and make it look as if I've been carp fishing for years. But we know, shh, I haven't. But I do like carp fishing, don't get me wrong, I do like it. And it's also, I mean, with all the videos I do, there's quite a lot of feeding and smaller carp and lots of fun and bad days, good days. But today is, once these baits out, it's just a waiting game. And because it's not very cold, it just makes it a little bit more pleasant. So just tighten up the handle on the reel. Must make sure of that. The reel's a little bit, see this reel is a Mitchell. It's a bait runner reel, but the spool is quite small, which is okay for a small water. But if you're fishing a large water that's deep and it goes out a long way, big lake, you need a reel with a larger diameter spool and a bigger reel that's got a bit more beef. But this one will be fine for this kind of water. So that's that one done. Doesn't take very long. I'll be ready to put some bait on in a minute and cast out. Ooh, that's exciting. Right, the next one I'm going to do exactly the same on the next rod. So give me a second and I'll put the bait on. Right, time to put a boilie on. Ooh, this is where it gets exciting. Very, very straightforward, guys. Very straightforward. This is a little bag of bits that I bought. It's not expensive, specifically for fishing for carp. So we'll get ourselves a baiting needle out. Let's do that back up. And what we need, so that's the baiting needle. See, it's got a little latch on it, comes down like that. Yeah. And what we need is a bait stop. So we select ourselves a plastic bait stop to stop this basically stops the boilie coming off the loop of the hair rig. Okay, so there's some bait stops. The boilie is actually fairly, the diameter is quite large, so I'm going to use a largish one of these. So take that out like so. Alright, there's your bait stop. What I would suggest, guys, keep your tackle nice and tidy. Keep it, as with carp fishing, there's quite a lot of intricate sort of tackle. So, I mean, something like this is perfect. Everything I need is in there. The other good thing about carp fishing, compared to my previous videos of float fishing, all the ground bait and everything else. You don't need quite so much gear, so that's quite kind of nice. Right, so that's the baiting needle and that's the bait stop, and here we go, we're getting closer. I've got some tuna boilies. Now there's a huge variety of boilies. Some waters respond to different boilies than others, and it can get a little bit complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Keep it simple. Also, if you are starting your carp fishing, especially for younger people or older people, whoever you are, don't go to a great big water with a low stocked amount of carp. Pick a small water that's got plenty of carp to give you some fun, and see if you like it and you want to get into it further, because if you don't, it hasn't cost you a fortune and you haven't really lost anything. So that's a suggestion for you, all right? Just a simple suggestion. Right, so here we go. We're getting closer now. So all I'm going to, ouch. That's a size 8 and it's a barbless hook. On these waters, barbless only. If you get caught using the barb, it's an instant ban. So we abide by the rules. So that's a hairy. So all I'm going to do now, guys, is simply push. I don't need that up. I can have that down. I'm just going to push that through the boilie, like so. Now that boilie is kind of cracked open a bit. But these are shelf life boilies, so they're fairly crumbly and soft, which is good. And I don't want them too soft. I'll give a few of those to the Robin. He might like some of those. I didn't really expect that. I knew they would be soft, so I'm going to have to be very, very careful with that. Okay, let's get this down again. Just very, very gently put it through the middle. Okay, that one's gone through better. Okay, so there you see the boilie and the hook, and all you do is put the loop of the line through the hook like so, and then very, very carefully put it back through the boilie. And a little bit of the boilie's crumbled away, but it's okay. Just push it together. So there now you see the hook, the loop of the hair rig is sticking out through the boilie. If I put that against my jeans, you see that? And all you do then is you just put your hook stop through there like so, and very, very gently pull the boilie towards the stop. Make sure that the stop is pointing towards the hole so as it goes in nicely there. And there you have it. I'm not happy. The boilie, there's a few bits come off there. They're very soft actually, but that should stay on. The pop-ups are harder, but I've got some pellets with me in case I need to use those. But anyway, that's it. So you see the stop, same colour as the boilie, not that it means that will stop it coming through. And there you have it, that's it. That is now ready to fish. But the boilies are really soft. Anyway, but that's how you hook your baits. Alright? Well, that's how you do that one. The pop-up's slightly different. When I put the pop-up on, I'm going to put it into the margin and just have a look. It should just pop up like that off the bottom. So basically it's going to stand up like that. Alright, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Right, let's cast. So you can see, guys, see the two swingers down there. Now this is proper carp fishing. I mean, you see my fishing on the ponds, catching the carp on the float rod, the max rod. Great fun, don't get me wrong, great fun. But the carp in here are bigger. They are bigger fish. And we've got two bait runner reels, and these are the clips. You push those down basically, and then the spool, if you get a run, can go round. And as the spool goes round, you lift up the rod, and when you turn the handle, this clip will pop up and will engage the spool and tighten it up. And then from there you can adjust your drag at the front or your drag at the back. These are two Mitchell reels. Mitchell's a great make. Daiwa, all these reels are really good, but these are very robust and ideal for carp fishing. So say this one's a little bit small. It's ideal for this water, but if you fish a very large water that's deep and it's really big, you need bigger reels with more line that can cope with a long range casting and hooking at the same time. But these for smaller water and these kind of fish, yeah, they're fine, they're adequate enough. The actual rods themselves, again, not expensive. They're 2.5 pound test curve. They're called Eco Carp, made by Fladden. Quite thick compared to the more expensive ones, but as I said before, if you're just starting your carp fishing and you want to, you know, not spend a lot of money, these are 12 foot long, so they're absolutely fine for the job. And we have a glorious Sunday and the church bells ringing. And if we catch today, it'll be great. But if we don't, it doesn't matter, because next Saturday I'm free and we could go fishing again. We might go onto the river, or we might have a laid-back session carp fishing if it's mild, making the most of it before we head onto the river for the chub and see if we can get ourselves a lump. The sun's in and out behind the clouds, so at least it's dry. It's 10:15 now. I'm going to leave this left-hand rod out for about another quarter of an hour. I think I'm going to have a slight rebait. Not sure if that boilies come off or not. They're quite soft, those shelf life boilies, compared to longer lasting boilies which are firmer. But it's a catch-22, because shelf life boilies, although they're a bit more expensive, they're fresher. But as it says shelf life, you've only got a certain amount of time you can use them. I think you can freeze them. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, to make them last longer, or we could certainly put them in the fridge anyway. But most, generally speaking, most boilies work quite well. But as I say, this time of year it's normally a lot colder, so today it's a fresh breeze, but it isn't cold. It's not cold at all. But we'll plod on. It's just a waiting game, this kind of fishing, but it's relaxing. I'm not constantly feeding, constantly casting out. It's just, you can just totally relax and enjoy the gorgeous scenery in front of you, and the trees, which have still got a lot of autumn leaves on them. A lot of those trees, though, like the one opposite, are oak trees, so they tend to last a bit longer. And out comes the sun, looking a blazing colour. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful day. Really beautiful. Well guys, it's coming up to 12 o'clock and I've decided to stick a pop-up on both rods this time. So the right hand rod is further out, probably about 30 yards or so, and the left hand rod I recast and put a pop up on that. These fresh boilies are just, I'm bringing the rod in, there's no bait there, so I've got a funny feeling they're either coming off before they hit the bottom, or when they hit the bottom after a very short time they're just crumbling off the hook. So it's no good having a bare hook, is it? I'm not going to catch anything with that. Anyway, 5 minutes to 12, time for one of these. Scotch egg. Now in theory, if I start to eat something, I'm going to get a run. But I'm not so optimistic. I'm still enjoying it, don't get me wrong. While there's a bait out, there's always a chance. You only need one fish for a miracle. Would I come back here again? Oh yeah, without any doubt, definitely. Even if I blank today, I'll come back. It's come over very dark now. No rain yet, but I'm ready for it if it does. It is nice to be carp fishing again though. Lovely. The thing with this sort of fishing is, one of those rods could go off at any time. I'm going to buy some new bite indicators though, optonics. These ones are rubbish, one works, one doesn't, so I have to keep my eye on the swinger. Don't like them at all, not happy with them. Anyway, you don't want to watch me, it's boring. We'll get back to it a bit later. Right guys, well it's just coming up to 3 o'clock. It's started to drizzle a bit with rain. So basically we're going to pack up and go home, have a coffee, get this video downloaded onto the computer. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed your day with me today, even though we blank. Doesn't matter, there's always another time. So it's absolutely fine. Yep. And thank you very much for viewing. Hit that like button, and if you want to subscribe, that would be great. That would be really good. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm going to see you, all being well, I shall make another one next Saturday. But keep your eye on some of the videos, because there's always an update on there as to what's coming up the week later. So I'll keep you posted, updated anyway. And I wish you all the best, and I'm going to catch you soon. Catch. Yeah, I remember that. That's when you catch a fish, isn't it? Yeah. See you later guys. Bye bye.